Hi everyone and welcome back to the Botanical Witch. Today I wanted to show you guys how to create a rosemary infused herbal oil. So grab a cup of tea and let's get started. Before we jump into actually making an infused oil, let's go over some of the benefits of rosemary oil. This particular plant has an array of different types of properties and medicinal values. However, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to be talking about the benefits of rosemary oil and the topical benefits. Rosemary is a very well-known plant that is often used for mental stimulation and memory. I like to use rosemary on my temples or in a salve for this reason. It is also considered antifungal and antibacterial, which can be helpful for any scalp issues such as lice, dry scalp. It helps to prevent dandruff and is great for stimulating hair growth. You can apply a couple drops onto your scalp in the shower and rub in really well, and then just wash like you normally would. As a circulatory stimulant, when applied topically, it can help stimulate blood flow to an area and help with inflamed or tense muscles, eczema, bruises, sprains, and minor wounds. You can also use rosemary oil as a culinary oil in your kitchen. You can use it for dipping breads, you can saute veggies in it. Anywhere that you would put culinary oil, you can use this rosemary oil. In fact, as a carminative, it can actually help dispel painful gas and cramps, bloating due to indigestion. Now that you know some of the medicinal ways you can use this rosemary oil, let's go ahead and dive in and actually start making our herbal oil. To make this oil, the star of the show is going to be rosemary. You can use dried rosemary like I have here, or if you have an abundance of it all year round, you can use fresh. However, when you're making an infused oil, it's always recommended to use dried plant material because fresh plant material has moisture content in it, and the more water that we introduce to the oil can cause bacteria to grow. So if you do use fresh plant material, make sure that you dry it out for a few days just so you can make sure some of that water content is evaporated. You'll also need a jar. I'm just using a small mason jar and some type of carrier oil. I'm using cold pressed avocado, but feel free to use any type that you have on hand. But I do recommend staying away from any type of vegetable oil, cooking oil, or any type of canola oil. For this oil, I'm just going to be using the folk method, meaning I'm not going to be measuring too much. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. So I did use about 7 tablespoons or a little less than a half a cup of dried rosemary, and then I just filled up the jar all the way to the top with avocado oil. The next step is to put the cap on the jar and then label your jar. This is really important because if you don't label it, you're going to forget exactly what is in that jar. The ideal label should have the common name, the Latin name, if it was dried or fresh plant material, the carrier oil, and the date. Next, just set your jar in a sunny window or in a dark, cool location for 4 to 6 weeks. Then you can strain it off and it's ready to use. I hope you all enjoyed this video and it was helpful. And until next time, have a magical day.